Welcome, Aquarius, Pisces, to your beginning of the month reading for May. I hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, friends, let's see what's going on with you in the beginning of the month. This reading is for the 6th through the 14th. Best message. Best message, please, coming through. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, best message coming through is true love. Look at that. This card is talking about someone coming into your life, a new partnership, a new relationship of love. Wow, who is this person? Hey guys, you're ready for it, right? Okay. I'm clarifying on this card. Who's this true love coming in towards you? They have the will and the might of courage. They are a creative person. Nice. And they need and really want a kindred partnership. Wow. So they're looking for romance and love just like you are, right? So they're really kind of on the same area or page, what a relationship is, but I love it. They have all this creativeness within them. So they might play the guitar. They, might play musical instruments, draw, enjoy concerts, things of this nature. Very creative soul. And they definitely have courage and a lot of self-esteem. Which is very good, which means that they don't have any insecurities. So gotta love that. Definitely seeing the knight in shining armor over here. So that's showing that they do definitely have high self-esteem. There's a lot of happy success within this relationship. Ooh, changing up the status quo. It feels like that's what they're looking for too, though, because we're really working on their energy. Who is this person? They want their status quo to stop. They want their status quo to change. They're bored. They don't want to be alone. They want to find some kind of kindred partnership, right? They're tired of decreasing, relationships. They want something to increase their life, to increase the status quo, to make things happy, right? Wow. So there is some taking steps and some baby steps towards you, right? And taking the extra, I keep hearing taking the extra steps. Like they're going to take the extra steps that's needed for this relationship to really blossom. And they really want to be supportive in connections. Now that's interesting because it goes underneath the creative endeavor. So they might even, if you like to paint, they want to paint with you. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you guys have some kind of creative endeavor that you enjoy doing, maybe you like singing and they like to play the guitar, so you guys can sing and play the guitar together, because it's showing that you have this supportive connection. They're very supportive of what you want together. Of course, that's a kindred partnership. So, gosh, man. How beautiful is that? And it feels like they're honoring their path. I also see them as kind of seeing you as the person that is kind of the beauty queen, the Mr. America type of scenario as well. Like they feel like they hit the jackpot with you. Okay, and it's because it does feel like you have a lot in common in this middle row over here, right? So absolutely. Okay, so let's see who this person might possibly be. At least you can throw some signs out over here. And if you've already met this person because it's already the 6th and you met them on the 2nd or maybe even at the end of the month, it's just showing that the relationship is going to grow and grow and grow. And it could be just increasing the happiness with this person that you've already met, but it's just showing that it's completely increasing, see? Completely increasing. So it's definitely a benefit to get stronger. If you haven't met this person just yet, just here they, right around the corner. some of you, I think you already know who this person is. And I think it's getting to know you, getting to know you a whole lot better. Yeah, it was for the perfect timing of the situation. And this person is highly intuitive, so they already know exactly what they're kind of getting themselves into when it comes to you. And that's very awesome because it's showing that they like what they see. There's kind of this sexiness going on around here as well. I'm feeling kind of this like kind of hot and sexy energy kind of moving around. This person, their creative endeavors, they do take this very serious. They're very satisfied with the creativity that they have within themselves. They like I said, concerts and things of this nature or something of this nature, right? But they do like this creative spark. And it's very satisfying for them that you guys can actually have the same creativity. Could just be just as low as I like horror movies, they like horror movies. It could just be just something just that small, right? It doesn't have to be they're a musician or anything like that either. It's just really showing that you have a lot in common from a creativity standpoint. This is really showing that they had moved away from something for better progress. So where, like I said, where it shows the decrease is becoming an increase, it is definitely showing that they had walked away from a relationship that was not progressing. If anything, it was, I just want to keep saying boring. Because the status quo just always stayed the same. I don't think this other relationship that they had, whether it lasted long or not, maybe they're divorced. Everybody's story is a little different. But the story is over here is that wherever they moved on to, they were looking for something better. Because the other relationship just couldn't do anything for them, right? There was no progress. So with this happy success, wow. It's like something that they've dreamed of. It's like the type of relationship that they've been nostalgic about for a long time. It's something like you became the kind of their dream woman, dream man in some ways, because it almost feels like their dreams are kind of coming true in their own ways. It doesn't have to be 100, but it's enough to make them nostalgic, saying, this is what I wanted. This is the type of person that I want. I want them to like things that I like. I like it when you do this and you do that. And I like the connection. So it definitely, something that's more connectable. With the Knight of Cups, it's saying they're going to offer. There's that knight in shining armor again. A lot of you might even feel like this person's super romantic because you got that knight in shining armor. I'm coming to your rescue. It could feel like the rescue type of person, or just overly like I bring chocolates and roses. I always bring you a gift type of scenario. But definitely, what it is I'm really offering you these cups. And there's a lot of promise to the situation as they're kind of proposing new ideas and new things, and let's go out on this date. And they always come. They're always coming, up with all these great things to do because they're knight in shining armor. Sorry, it is. It's exactly what it is. Riding up on their white horse. But they give you this hope and promise that there's something very connectable here. So I wouldn't doubt that you don't have some anxieties to the situation, to where it's like, I can't wait to see them again, things of this nature. Could even have the butterflies in the tummy, you know what I mean? That butterfly getting anxiety, maybe even staying up, waiting for them to call. And yeah, the decrease was because the other one was not going anywhere. So they feel like this relationship is actually on the right foot. It started on the right foot, and it's going in the right path. Maybe they were proposing to take them on dates and do things like that. Maybe they were just boring. They didn't want to do anything. Maybe they were going out with a Taurus who is a homebody who doesn't want to do anything, right? Doesn't have to be a Taurus, but I'm just saying. But there is definitely taking steps to a better relationship, and it's not even so much a better relationship. It's a tighter, closer knit relationship. Really getting the unitedness down. Really having the faith that this is a more promising relationship. Wanting that connection, deepening the connection, and definitely through the supportive connections. So it's like, and they feel that you're very supportive, or they didn't feel like there was support. They didn't even think that they were going to find someone like you. It was almost to the point where that's why it feels like a dream. Oh, got it. Because through the loss, they didn't think that they were going to have any kind of supportive connection. Sometimes it's hard to find people. We say there's a million fish in the sea, but they're not, you know, it's like running into that one person, though, who's actually more like you, who can actually do things with you, and you guys can, you know, really unite and connect. And they didn't really feel like they were going to find this person until they found you. So honoring the path is giving them a lot of reflection. It's probably also kind of causing them a little anxiety as well, because they can't believe that they found this person. Like you have the Six of Cups are like nostalgic about the situation. You know, it's kind of like to the point where it's like, I just cannot believe that I met this person because I never thought that I would. They're very focused on you at this time. They're giving all the credit and all the worthiness to you, and they're very focused. They go to work. They can't stop thinking about you. Okay? Just, you got them hooked. And I kind of feel like you're kind of hooked yourself, you know. And yeah, they really feel like this is where they're supposed to be. This is a very loving person who, you know, feels like they're in control of what they need to be controlled of, right? With the King of Wands. We're talking about the King of Wands over here in a love situation. So it's like, hey, what do you want to do next? Okay. He might be a little overprotective. Maybe you feel he's a little overprotective because he's a knight in shining armor, right? So you can feel that protectiveness of him or her. Okay. Just if you feel like it's one of those things that you're afraid that it's going to turn later in life into a jealousy, just saying, because overprotectiveness can sometimes go overboard. You need to have that discussion with them to make sure that you're clear about certain, you know, relationship things, right? You're early in a relationship. If you find anything that feels too dominating, you know, or too infectious, you know, to where it could actually end up as a jealousy thing in the end, you have to really have clear communication about these situations and make them understand this is the boundaries and this is where we go. We do these in spiritual readings, guys, right? We do the boundaries. We have boundaries. Allow them to understand. And it looks like they will want to listen to your boundaries. They're open to hearing your side. They want to, because there is this connection to where they want to know. And you have such great communication. So yeah, put that out there. Put it out there on, you know, make that the pedestal, right? Put that out there on the pedestal and say, you know, I'm not into jealousy, or however, you see what I'm saying? This has boundaries, right? I don't need you that overprotective, right? So just be careful of certain quirks. Everybody has our own flaws and our own quirks. Especially if he feels very connected or she feels very connected to the situation, they're going to want to hold tight to the situation, right? But we have to be careful of allowing the ego to get through. So if you feel like there's something that's going on there, I would definitely put that on the pedestal so that we can have a conversation about this situation. So we can look at that, because, you know, we don't want to, you know, make ties too tight, right? But otherwise, I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, like I said, everybody has flaws, you know, and they're easily, you know, if you have the conversations about the situations, you can bring it into light. When you don't bring things into light about a situation, then you're saying it's okay. We have to remember that in relationships, everybody has a flaw. We have to talk about these things. I think you're being too domineering. I need you to settle down a little. Maybe they think you're being too anxious. You need to settle down a little bit. Everything's going to be okay. Do you see what I'm saying? Bringing these things up makes a bigger connection, because then that says, I'm not bigger than light, or allowing that thing to be bigger than light, but it cuts the boundaries in saying this is what it is. If you don't have these conversations, they don't know. So then what? If something were to happen later and they got really jealous, you're going to say, because you're just so jealous. Why didn't you bring that up to light? We have to have deeper conversations about our flaws and the way that we're built. And this is going to balance out the situation. The truth is always going to be there. So if you see something that could be fixed, settle down, right? You kind of treat your relationships of love the same way you treat your children, guys. Okay, because we all have pieces inside of us that are not great, right? We are great people, but we have things inside of us, emotions and over emotions that make us, well, that's why we're not perfect. So bringing those up to light is going to fix that situation. And they will have a greater understanding that they don't need to be, you could be my knight in shining armor. I love it, but you don't have to be so domineering. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a little worried for some of you about this jealousy thing, about the situation. It happens, and it's just because they've had heartbreak before, so they feel like if they're forcing themselves on you as a knight in shining armor and overprotective, that it's good for you, it's good for them, and it's good for the relationship to keep tight knit. That's not always what it is. It's a false perception. But a lot of times we do get these false perceptions with the Knight of Pentacles, or the Nine of Pentacles, excuse me. And this person knows, that they're the Nine of Pentacles. They have a lot of resources. They have a lot of stuff going on within their life so they can do things for you. And a lot of you, whoever this person is, they know they can take care of you. They may be rich. Yeah, I just heard that. They may be a rich person. If they're a rich person, then they already know that they can take care of you. And maybe you're the type of person who's, this is for some of you. I'm who I am. I've been taking care of myself. I don't need you to take care of me. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm my own Nine of Pentacles. I don't need, that type of relationship. Okay? So otherwise it looks beautiful. But yeah, like I said, don't worry about the flaws, because flaws are easily to get through, especially when you have such a great connection. I just say talking it over brings in beautiful things. Let's see what the last card is. Actually, you know what? I want to get some love cards out on this one, because it's a beautiful, beautiful connection. And if you think that there's a love out there that doesn't have flaws, then you live in a fantasy land, right? And of course, we've met those people. Okay. Ooh. It says wedding for some of you. Look at that. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a new relationship. So if that were to happen, we're talking about whoa, way out there. So just remember, because you would say, no way, I'm not marrying somebody I just knew for a month. No, unfortunately, that's for some of you. Probably for really kind of a far future, which we don't do very often, but yeah, however. Okay. Yeah, because see, it does say let go, control issues. So I do feel like this person may have a little bit of control issue. Okay. So, but it says allow the situation to unfold naturally, but also through the unnaturalness has to have communication though. So I don't really like what the card says, because the card says allow the situation to unfold naturally. It will not unfold naturally. It cannot. Because if they're not aware, we're not always aware of our flaws. We may know, oh my gosh, yes, and I get so jealous. But when the time comes when you're jealous, you don't know the emotion. You feel the emotion, but you're not really consciously aware of the emotion. So that's where a lot of times the denial comes in. I'm not being controlling. You're being controlling right now just by saying that. So having a conversation about that kind of situation, it doesn't unfold naturally. I disagree with the card. I'm sorry, I do. I disagree with the card because it has to be something that has to be brought up. So that way it causes better communication. And as you get closer together, you can even bring that up because you've already had a conversation that you are aware that they have control issues, or you're aware that they're this, you know what I mean? That they have this little flaw. My husband and I know it all the time, because then he tells me, you're talking too much, or, you're being ridiculous. It doesn't hurt my feelings because we've already had these conversations. So then I'm like, oh, okay, sorry. Right? And then I go sit down. You know what I mean? I go read a book or something. I'm like, oh, sorry. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, and this is going to help you actually express your love for the situation. This is a part of expressing love. It's not a bad thing. It's not a put down. It's a helping express. It'll actually bring in a lot of passion too. And there's the true love again. Bam. The whole reading is true love, and there's the true love. So, oh man, these cards are just beautiful. And I got, you deserve love. Oh my gosh. Just stay optimistic about the love situation, because through all the communication and the getting to know each other, it's just going to build and build and build. Wow. Very beautiful. And we have a wedding card over here too. So like I said, some of you might already know who this person is. Maybe they've been nostalgically wanting to marry you. Like I said, it could be a relationship that's just getting stronger. You know what I'm saying? And it's considered new love, because the more the stronger the love becomes, the more it becomes a nude as it gets closer and closer. Wow. Okay, guys, beautiful reading. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.